Hi everybody, this is me, Ramona, coming back at you. Blah. Sorry about that. So this is my second video, hitting them out the ballpark today. This lighting is so crappy. I'm so sorry. I've got two lamps here. I don't know how to figure it out. Anyway, so I wanted to talk to you about how deep it is your faith, and I wasn't really sure. I'm still not. I don't know if I'm out of place right now. I don't really talk about that stuff, but I do. I want to talk about how deep is your faith, and the reason why I want to talk to you guys about this is because for a couple of weeks ago, I have said to a few people who are going through their own personal issues, and I told them, I said, listen, I'll pray for you. And I am into Santeria, and with that, I'm strongly I believe in psalms. Those prayers, okay. I believe that they are magical spells, and I believe that if there is a connection to God, and I know there's many gods and many goddesses, but I just like to lump it all in one, depending on who I'm working with, because I feel that my belief is that how a lot of people, like in the pagan community, they call certain deities, they'll call them like either a saint, or they'll call it like a god or a goddess, and to me they are saints or deities, but not gods and not goddesses, even though you would call them that. Do you understand? But I do have my own belief system. And anyways, so I know that when I pray the Psalms, or I pray to Saint Lazarus, or I pray to Saint Clare, or I pray to I'm using the English names because I don't know who's watching my videos, but I'll usually say like the Spanish name, like Santa Clara, San Lazaro. I'll pray to San Miguel, which is Saint Michael. Different. Well, he's an archangel, but and then the other ones are saints. But like, I'll talk to like people who are Christian, and I'll say they don't need to know my business about what I follow, but I do. But there's nothing wrong with praying. I believe that if you're going to pray for someone, you pray into what their faith is. And I know a lot of people in my community are mostly Christians, and so there's nothing wrong with praying out of the Bible. But my thing is that I'm a firm believer, a very strong believer, that those psalms will move rocks. They will move rocks. They will make changes. I have faith in that. My faith runs very deep. It is rooted. And I've noticed like a lot of Christians, not all of them, but a lot of Christians, they don't have that faith. And if you say that you will pray for them, they look at you like, yeah, like that's going to do anything. They don't say it, but they are thinking it, because expressions and your body, like says a whole lot more than what your words will say. That's, I believe that. But like when you say that, they're just like, yeah, okay, whatever, like, thanks. Like it's kind of like saying, like like they look at like, oh, I'll pray for you as like good wishes, like, but not even that. Like they just look at it as like polite. Like it's about being polite. Not that it's going to work, not that it's going to change anything. And they'll go to church and stuff like that, and that's why I don't go to church, because I'm not a strong believer in the congregation. I think that they're so disconnected from God. They're so disconnected from Mary. They're so disconnected from the saints. And I do believe in them. I also believe in Santeria as well. But they're just, you know what I mean? They just go because they have like this warp belief system that doesn't have any roots. They're not rooted in their faith. Like they really don't believe that. They believe that actions, like I'm walking to church today, or I've cracked open the Bible today, or oh, I go to God and I'm going to judge you because I'm going to judge you based on what God would want. And but when they go home and they have problems, they have issues, they're going through a lot of crap, they're not sitting there praying for real. And they don't look towards God. They look towards themselves. They look towards other people to try to find the answers, and they call that a faith. You know what I mean? Like, I hope I'm expressing myself like really good. I don't go to church because I just feel there's one thing that I have had read before, where it's they said that it's a lost scripture, where it says, and it was purposely taken out because of the Roman Catholics, where they wanted you to focus completely on your faith on them and God. You don't pray to God directly. You ask the priest to ask God for help. You don't pray directly, and Catholics, you don't pray to God directly. There's a sin, you don't do it. You ask for a go-between, and that means going to a priest for help and doing that for issues you have in your life. And so they want you to go to them, but they say that there is a lost scripture where it says, oh my gosh, quote me on this, but this is the gist of it, or maybe this is the direct quote, who knows. But if you turn over, there's two things I say. If you turn over a rock, you will find me. If you split wood open, you will find me. Well, what does that mean? Well, that just basically means that you don't need a house, an institution, a congregation, a go-between. You don't need any of that. You don't need to go to church. You don't really need any of those things in order to connect with me, in order to develop a relationship with me. And also, the teaching in that scripture is why pagans are pagans, because pagans believe that there is life within anything and everything that's found in nature. Trees, the moon, the ocean, the stars, the universe, the animals, you and me. There is God we are God. We are everything. Everything is a God energy. Do you understand? And so that is my strong belief. My belief is, that's why I work with herbs. Herbs, and people don't pronounce the H. That's why I work with herbs, and I don't, and I connect with nature. It's a very strong force for me. That's why I call myself a pagan. Overall, that's why I believe in God, and I also believe in our world, Gaia. But anyways, I hope that I'm making this video good. But I don't know if I am, but this video is about having a strong faith system. Yeah. But nothing's black and white, right? You'll always have to talk about other things, bring other things into the whole to make a whole. So yeah. So I know that like a few people on here who are witches, they believe that it is black and white. You're either a witch or you're a Christian. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Like you can't be both. And that's not true. It really is not true. But anyways, I do want to talk about your faith system, because it's like, oh boy, your faith system. Ooh. I feel kind of lost with this topic, but I'm going to keep going because usually it comes out pretty okay, But so I was I wanted to talk to you. Here we go. Sorry about that. I know, just work with me, guys. So it's not just talking about Christians and how they don't believe, but also people who are in their pagan faith too. I mean, like, sometimes, wanting to believe is not the same as believing, okay? And you really have to have faith in what you're working with or who you're working with. And if you don't have that faith, well, you're going in it half-assed, because half of it is the law of attraction. There's not just one way that you can that you can bring things about. There's just not one way. You have to bring in multiple things in order to bring things about. So there is the point of law of attraction, of where your mind's at, because how you think is how you attract. But then you're also working with believing that, like, if you were to put herbs in your candle, or if you're burning incense, you're making your own incense, or even if you're not working with those things, like even if just being out in nature, and and I will explain that a little bit, because some people don't understand about how being in nature can really impact your health and in your mentality, and fix you and nurture you and bring you back into balance, to root you, because you are like a tree. You are nature yourself, and nature needs to be in nature in order to get better. You know what I mean? It's kind of like being homesick. It's kind of like being out of your element for a long period of time, and then you start getting really sick, getting homesick, and so you have to be like, so that's like the same thing as like, okay, so you're out of nature, you're completely enraptured with all things that are not alive, you know, and then you have to go back to nature in order to feed yourself the nutrients and get back into homeostasis, is what you say. So you really have to have that faith, where you come from and who you are. That there is a higher being. There's that omni God, you know. We are connected. We are, everything in this existence is like a woven carpet, okay? A woven material like this. This is like, say if that's life. This is everything in existence is this, okay? I mean, if you take a few strands out of this scarf, what happens? It eventually falls apart, doesn't it? It falls apart. It gets weaker. It'll stay together for a while, but it eventually, as time goes by, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker until it falls apart, right? And so that is the same thing as us trying to exist in this world and removing the faith system, or not, or making, or having a bullshit kind of faith thing going on, but it's not really a faith. It's just for the sake of onlookers. I don't know. But you know, social existence, trying to fit in this society. You know, people just bullshit and lie and pretend and put on a mask and, you know, all of that. And you really need to stop doing that. You really need to get back into your faith system and get a stronger faith. To really figure that out. And not only that, but you really have to get the right faith. The right faith is that there is that's why I don't really follow one religion, because they're all wrong. They're only partially right. They're only telling one portion of the story, and it's their story that they want to tell for a purpose, in order to drag you into a boxed way of thinking and doing. But the reality is that we don't just pray to a god or a god or a goddess. And you know, I think that pagans love the fact that they have many gods and many goddesses, because that's a sort of freedom for them. But it's not just above. It's not just above, it's also below as well. So we are connected to both. We are both. We are gods and goddesses, and we are nature. And we need to bring both of those in together. You definitely have to have some faith. Okay, so well, I think like the reason why I wanted to talk about that is because I came across, and I know I'm not looking at you guys because I think better when I'm doing that. But the reason why I wanted to talk, this topic came about because there's two things that I've come across, okay, which I've seen when I was very younger. And I remember seeing this on a educational program, on Channel 2. So if you're on the East Coast, you know Channel 2 is the education channel, okay? But I remember seeing this documentary about how this man took a nursery, a botanical nursery, and he put plants on the same plants on one side on the left, and the same plants on the right. The environment was the same. So they were getting the same amount of light, the same amount of water. Everything was measured. Everything was the same, okay? Equal opportunity, if you will. But he would come in every day at the same time, every day, and he would go over to the plants on the left, and he would yell and scream at them, curse them out, and it was like, just giving them all that negative, like, I hate you, I hate you, I hate you. I know this sounds crazy, but this is the documentary, right? So he's just like giving them all that rage, but he is giving them the same light, right? And he's also giving them the same amount of water as what he's doing for the right. So then he goes to the plants on the right, and he's like, oh, you guys are so beautiful. You're growing so lovely. And he's just being so loving and so soft, talking very nice. And oh, you're growing so well and good, so good. And so eventually what had happened, the plants on the left started wilting. They didn't completely die. They weren't dead and they weren't dying, but they were definitely, they were the leaves, some of the leaves would fall off or they would turn brown, and they were just wilted over, still staying alive, but just really, you know. And then the ones on the right were thriving and they were growing, and it was like, you know. And he also, with the same plants, he also did another one where he took a volume, a microphone, a very special kind of microphone, and it picks up on the there's sounds that it make. So the plants, plants actually do make noise. You don't know that. It's a very high screeching. I can't do it with my voice, but it's like that. So it's like electricity going through the plants, like that sound. And the ones on the right were just like really, really high pitch and like just like in a steady pitch, and the ones on the left were like you know. And that was one study that was done. And it goes to show you that, like, these plants are alive. They are alive. They feel, they think, they breathe, they give off oxygen. They're living beings just like you and I. Now we human beings tell ourselves that we're more intelligent, so that therefore we are more important. But no. They're just as important, they're just as significant, and they do have a purpose in life. So I mean, like, if they are that alive, I'm going to give you some more examples, but if they are that alive, and so aren't we, and we fully have the faith of knowing that we are here for our purpose. Every single person on the face of this planet, I don't care if you're so depressed that you feel like you're suicidal, you have a purpose. You're here for a reason. For real. That's my faith. Okay? I've been through some bullshit, really. You don't know my complete past, but I've gone through major changes of who I am today. Who I used to be is not who I am right now. I've gone through my hells and back, you know. And so, in saying that, hope my battery doesn't die. I understand that you don't have a faith in yourself, or you don't want to believe that that other things in life can help you out because you don't have faith in them, or it, faith in it, like a plant. But plants do have serious significance and importance. And they are here for a reason. They have a purpose. But what is that purpose? Hold that thought for 1 minute. There was another test that was done where electrodes were connected to a plant. And so the plant was hooked up to the electrodes, and then then a leaf was burned. Okay? So you can hear, once again, you hear the high-pitched scream, like, ee! And then when it was burned, it was like, ah! Like that, like it was screaming. The plant was like seriously screaming. And then, of course, the leaf just crippled up, I felt so bad for that plant, I'm telling you. Felt really bad, but it was a good experience for me. Like, it's not that I didn't believe, but it definitely clenched down my faith to have on what plants can offer you, and trees can offer you, and the ocean can offer you, and the sun, and the grass, and the moon, and the stars, our universe, the air around us. Everything has an importance, and it's here for a reason. It has its purpose to help you and me out, and not just human beings, but animals and nature, to help nature out. Whatever's going on in nature, Like the sun has significance on giving greenery the nutrients and the warmth and what have you, and then the moon has a significance too, so they're helping each other out. You know what I mean? Like the moon does move the tides. Do you find that interesting? That like the moon moves the tides, creates tides. And so we're all here like to help each other out. You have to follow that faith. You fully have to believe. You have to believe in the right things. And there's a reason why I'm telling you that. Let me give you one more thing that I want to talk about. Now, I've been an animal lover from day one till now, okay? I'm just an animal lover. But even me, like I treat my cats like they're family. I don't give them stupid pet names like Dopey and Cottontails. I give them real human names because they're just like a member of my family, and I treat them as thus. I know that they have their own personalities. They're very different from each other, my two cats. Serena's super clingy. She's clingy. She loves attention. She's like, oh, pet me. Where Nikki is like, I'm the man of the house. I swear. And, so they just have different personalities, different wants and different desires and different needs. And you have to, you have to treat them in a certain way to make them happy, like stroke their egos sometimes, like you and I. And I was watching all these YouTube videos and videos popping up on my Facebook and stuff like that. These animals are so damn smart. Oh my God. Like fish even. There was one video, maybe you want to look it up. Man pets fish. Man pets fish. And it's like this big yellow goldfish that's in there, and the fish is actually playing with the man, and he would the guy would flip the water and the fish would come in, and then the man would pet the fish, and then the guy would pick it up and gently lob it excuse me, and then the fish would come swim back, and they were playing together. And that showed me, and I'm sure that it really gave them. And I was reading through the comments where they were saying, one guy was like, I thought that fish were brain dead, but it looks like they were really interacting. Like the fish looks like it's really having fun and playing the game. So that one person, like, they learned a lesson, and but so did I. Like, um, that deepened my faith of, like, or to remind me to have faith, you know, that we have to have faith. I want to go back to the plants for a minute. So I say that obviously they are here, like, greenery is here for our oxygen, like, we all know that. But us pagans, we know that they can be more than just oxygen. I mean, if plants were here just to give out oxygen, or plants and trees, wouldn't it all be the same if that was their sole purpose? Their only purpose is to help us breathe, to clean our air, to, you know, wouldn't they be all the same? It would be one kind of tree and trillions of trees, just trees. There would be no grass, and, you know, different kinds of flowers, and this, trillions of different kinds of botanica out there, right? So we know that there's like, they have every single different kind of plant has their own purpose. And so we burn certain kinds of herbs for money, because we know that it creates, like, money. Herbs for healing, herbs for love, herbs for just different, whatever it is that, you know, we use them for, you know, because we do look at them as, like, the magical properties, right? Because that's what pagans know. Pagans know that everything in life has a meaning and a purpose and a significance. And it is raining. Demetrius, can you close the windows? And my bedroom window as well. It's pouring. I don't want it. My bedroom too, okay? And the living room as well. Sorry about that. I'm gonna close this one soon, but I love the rain. Oh, so yeah, like, see? That's just something I love too. Because I love the rain, because I know it's just not water. Every little drip, every little drop has a significance and a job. It's crazy, right? It's crazy awesome. But so that's what I wanted to talk to you guys today about, is just to have complete and utter faith. Find not a faith, not any faith, but find the right faith that brings you back to home. Brings you, when you're homesick, you know where to go. Your faith system brings you back to normal, brings you balance, it roots you, and it nurtures you, and you know, to bring you back to where you need to be. So don't have a bullshit faith. Like, that's like 33 minutes ago when I was saying that, you know, don't have a bullshit faith. Meaning, like, oh yeah, I go to church every Sunday, and oh yeah, I say God bless you when you sneeze, or, you know, oh, I'll say a prayer for you, but you never do. And when the preacher says, or whoever, the clergyman or whoever says the prayer in the congregation, and he's done saying the prayer, and you say amen, you don't have any faith in that. The congregation doesn't have any faith in it. They're just doing it because everybody else is doing it. But the bottom line is that when they go home and nobody's looking, nobody's listening, there's nobody there, who do you go to when you need healing? You need answers. Like, who do you go to? Do you go to your friend on the phone? Or do you go to yourself when you need a miracle? Like, when you need a miracle, you need to go to your faith system, which is in anything, which is in all things alive, all things living, above and below. So, okay, I want to wrap that up, and I hope that this came out really good. Actually feel better talking about that. Kind of helps me through what I was feeling, and not completely, but it does help me with my first video. I mean, just have faith. I'm here for a purpose and a reason, and everything happens for a reason. And if you're here for a purpose, then don't worry about not having all the answers. Don't worry about not being able to prepare because you don't know what the future holds, or not being or being scared to try anything new or to move forward because, well, why should I, when you don't know where the stability is in that. So this video that I just made, it kind of, it does in a big way, like it heals me. Isn't that great? I love making these videos. It makes me feel good. So thank you for that, for sitting here and listening. Please leave your comments below if you have any input to put in there. Even if you don't agree with me, you can put that in as well. Like, I like to hear where everybody's mind's at, their thought process and their beliefs. Okay, mwah, mwah. Love everybody. Okay, bye.